I'm Charles Holsopple, Executive Director of the Institute for Education, Research, and Scholarships, a co-sponsor of today's event, along with Humanity Plus, People Unlimited, and the California Transhumanist Party. This is a Transhumanist Handbook. If you haven't got a copy, see me, and I will make sure you get one, and you can get it signed by the authors that many of you are here today. Our first speaker today is Professor Newton Lee. He's the president of the 501c3 Institute for Education, Research, and Scholarships, and the chairman of the California Transhumanist Party, founder of the Los Angeles chapter of People Unlimited, and author-editor of the Transhumanism Handbook. Welcome, Newton.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Excellent, excellent. It's so good to see all of you. So I'm happy to announce that the Transhumanist Handbook is out. And I want to thank all the co-authors, all the contributing authors in making this book possible. Thank you. So of all the places in the universe, you chose to be here today. And I really want to thank you for that. Now, there are many mysteries of the universe, one of which is the baryon asymmetry. Okay? So what it means is that if you are a scientist, you're studying about the Big Bang, you're studying about the particle physics, you'll see a complete symmetry between matter and antimatter. You always have matter and antimatter. But if you look around you in the universe, all we see is matter. What happened to all the antimatter? Aha. So some scientists believe that the universe should not actually exist. But it seems to me that we all exist. Thank goodness. Okay. Could be. So I believe that creationism and evolution together is existence. So creationism and evolution are not mutually exclusive. In fact, it's a good example, which is Google's AlphaGo Zero. Now, AlphaGo Zero is an AI program that plays the game of Go. And it learns by itself without any human interference, without studying any data that collected from human players. And it has achieved artificial superintelligence in 40 days. Now, what I'm trying to get at is, we human beings are creators. We create things like an artificial intelligence program. And the AI program evolves by itself, on its own, to become something better, something more powerful, something beyond our intelligence. So that's a good example of creationism plus evolution. So humanity also has a lot of mysteries, one of which is the growing pains. If you look at modern humanity, some almost 5,000 years of recorded history, we have been experiencing growing pains with no end in sight. And I believe it's a high time for humanity to grow up, all of us to grow up, and to transcend itself by embracing transhumanism. Today, our focus is more on longevity, wellness and longevity. So the title of my talk is, what can we learn from King Hezekiah, Albert Einstein, and superheroes? Interesting, huh? All right. King Hezekiah. So King Hezekiah, he had a terminal illness, and he begged God. He said, look, I'm a good king. I don't want to die. And God, as a result, God gave him 15 years of life. Okay? 15 more years of life. Wonderful. But what was his mistake during the 15 years? Was it the fact that he was showing off his wealth to the king of Babylon? Okay, maybe it was a mistake. Was because he was fathering a son who became really evil. Was it a mistake? Well, parents are responsible, yes, but we cannot blame it all on parents. Okay? Perhaps the bigger mistake was this. In response to Prophet Isaiah, King Hezekiah didn't care about what's going to happen. Okay, what's happening is this. The prophet came to him. He explained to him, look, bad thing is going to happen to the kingdom of Israel. You know, all the terrible things will happen. But the king said, he was thinking, well, why do I care? Will there not be peace and security in my lifetime? He's thinking that, sure, I have 15 more years to live. And during the 15 years, you know, it's going to be happy, peaceful. So why would I care what happened after I die? See, that is his biggest mistake. So, if you look at today's society, we have global warming, we have pollution, we have mental illness, we have poverty, we have wars, we have refugees, and so on and so forth. So, a lot of people on the other saying, oh, wow, you know what? I'm glad that the whole isn't our end. Okay? People don't realize that we all live on the same planet. We're all living on Earth, breathing the same air, drinking the same water. Okay? People don't realize that. So, what happens in response to scientists, activists who are telling you what's happening in the world, and many people just don't care because, look, will there not be peace and security in my lifetime? As long as I live in a free America, I'm safe. You know, I don't need to go to dangerous countries. I don't need to suffer. Right? Again, that's what's happening. So Google, one of the biggest success stories in the world today, and Larry Page is the co-founder of Google and Alphabet, and he asked the question, are people really focused on the right things? That's a good question, by the way. And he also talked about cancer. So we think of solving cancer as this huge thing that will totally change the world. But when you really take a step back and look at it, it's not as big, as advanced as you might think. All right, I know it's controversial. What it means is that, yes, we want to cure all cancer for everybody. Absolutely. But is that it? No, that's not it. Okay? That's not the big advance. And today, we're going to have speakers coming up and tell us what the big advances are going to be. Well, there's a Time magazine cover that says, can Google solve death? Well, we have a lot of researchers, and some of them are here today, who will actually talk about this type of thing. Okay, so longevity. Longevity is good. Super longevity is even better. Why? It's simply this. In response to scientists and activists, remember earlier we were saying that I don't care, I don't care because I'm going to die in 100 years. But more people care more if they know that they're going to live a very long time. Imagine if you're going to live 1,000 years. You're going to take care of the planets better. Right? So, longevity and super longevity will only help us to become more responsible human beings on Earth. Taking care of animals, taking care of plants, taking care of the environment, taking care of each other. Right. So, one of my friends, my ex-colleague at Disney, I interviewed him, by the way, a couple of years back, and he is the co-founder of Long Now Foundation. So the idea is this, Danny Hilnes, that's his name. The idea is that the business making people think long-term is really something that's missing in the world in general. Again, it goes to point out that we need to think about longevity more, okay? And he created the 10,000-year clock. The clock takes only once a year. That's a very slow clock, I'm saying. Okay? It's today we are always busy, we're always in a rush. Say, okay, is it 10 minutes past, 5? Is it 1 minute past 6? But guess what? If the clock takes only once a year, you're going to have a lot of time to think about things. Okay? Albert Einstein. Thank you. Albert Einstein is an amazing guy, very smart. We all admire Albert Einstein. And we can see his immortal successes, such as photoelectric effect. He won the Nobel Prize in 1921. He came up with the theory of special relativity along with his wife at the time, actually. We need to give credits to women, especially women scientists. So E equals mc squared, everyone knows about it. And of course, he also came up with the theory of general relativity. It's about gravity and space-time. Okay, so we all know about that. This is amazing. Oh, there we go. But not many people talk about his failure. Well, okay. His biggest failure was unified field theory, aka the theory of everything. Now, he came up with the term, by the way, unified field theory. Basically, he wants to unify electromagnetism and gravity, perhaps along with quantum theory. He hated quantum theory. Okay? So he worked more than 20 years on this, and he utterly could not figure things out, unfortunately. And so he was going to give up, and he did. Okay, he had the issue, but he refused surgery at age 76 in 1955. He said that I want to go when I want. It's tasteless to prolong life artificially. I've done my share. It is time to go. Of course, we respect people when they decide to go, okay? But the reason is that he actually gave up on working on the unified field theory. So whatever you're doing, whatever we're doing, if you give up, okay, well, there's no point in living a long life, right? Now, interestingly, remember that's 1955. In 1952, Einstein was given the job as the president of Israel. He refused. Now imagine, had Einstein accepted the job as the president of Israel, he would have had a new purpose in life because he strongly believed in peace. So imagine what it would be like in the Middle East today if Einstein was the president of Israel. Okay. So he turned it down. He did not succeed in unified field theory, and therefore he passed away. So, going back to humanity, the mystery of human existence lies not in just staying alive, but in finding something to live for. That is so true. As you can see for Albert Einstein, the great mind, same thing. Doesn't matter if you're Albert Einstein or you're just, somebody, a student trying to learn things in the world. We all need to find something to live for. So, Julian Huxley, he was the first Director General of UNESCO. And in 1957, he wrote a paper about transhumanism. So basically, it says the human species can transcend itself in its entirety as humanity, the entire human race. And we need a name for this new belief, and he called it transhumanism. And that is the title of the book, Transhumanism Handbook. Aha, superheroes. Who, who loves superheroes? Everybody. Amazing. Doesn't matter you're a kid or you're 80 years old, we all love superheroes. Why? Well, one of the reasons is that we want to be superheroes ourselves, don't we? Don't we? Yes? Sometimes you wish you can be, powerful. Sometimes you wish you can be, strong and, really smart and all kinds of things, right? So let's see why. Of course, superheroes have superhuman abilities, both physically and mentally. It's good to have, I think, right? To be mentally and physically strong. Aha, they tend to live very long time. In fact, Superman never died, right? Superman, Supergirl, they never die. They're immortal. Okay? Aha, and the thing is that they are super helpful to people in need. Have you seen a superhero who doesn't care about people? No, they always care about people. Okay, they're bad people too, but now, but who are the real life heroes? There are many of them. One of them is actually the teams, planetary defense teams, and they're always watching the sky for near-Earth objects. Okay, and they make sure that the planet is safe. And of course, we have police and firefighters and doctors and nurses who are saving lives every day, every second of the day. And look around you in this room. Who do you see? Okay. Aha, yes. You see many real-life heroes. You see activists, artists, writers, producers, scientists, doctors, environmentalists, philosophers, teachers, students, community leaders, volunteers, and of course, transhumanists. So, one small step for a human being, one giant leap for humankind. We can all do a lot because of that. So, will you all join us? Yes? Okay, so that's my email just right there. You can just send me an email. That's it. Thank you.